down, and then we can start. So for every one of us here, if you've taken pictures, would love for you to post on your Twitter handle, and follow us on @Citizen Commons, and also tag us on your pictures. I would like to invite upstage Mr. Olalekan Oshokoya for the launch of the report. So we're going to be starting with the report launch right now, and then we'll follow up with other activities. So Mr. Olalekan Oshokoya, you have the floor to kick off activities around the launch of the report. Let's give him a hand as he comes up.
Okay. Thank you. Smile. It's good. It's good to smile. Thank you again. It's been a very engaging day, and then I think we've been busy engaging and having this. Hello? Hello, guys? You are distracting? You should be here, but you're not. So, again, I said earlier, while we are here because we're launching a report that we have written, that's a process of a consultation, a very exhaustive one we've been through, and then we wanted to just to put some highlight about the process. So I didn't I didn't sit down in my room and then start to write and call that a report. You know, it's not my opinion. But we did engage. We did went across. A lot of our moderators are here. Some are even over in different cities now. Can we pull up the Zoom? So we have yeah. Okay. So as you can see, we have viewing centers across the country. There is Abia, Owerri. Can everybody on the Zoom put up the video? Okay. We don't know. We know there's Jigawa. Abia. Okay, so we had a couple of people there, and that's also Ibadan. Ibadan, yeah. So
from Jigawa.
Okay, say hi to Jigawa. Can you say hi to the house? Okay. Thank you for engaging. There's also Ibadan. You guys are busy. Are you that busy? Okay. And then John Wanu Foundation. I don't know which city is that. Which city?
Ebonyi.
Oh, Ebonyi. Great. That's very good. That's good. Peter Ogundipe. Can you put up your video if you can? Okay, never mind. So I just wanted to put it out there, see that we have watch party going on. So the idea about this is that we just didn't want to, we're live on YouTube, we also have this as well. So the idea is, because we went to them to hear what they thought about Nigeria. So when we are presenting the report, we also wanted them to be part of it. And then thank God for technology. It's very convenient and easy to make that happen. So can we play the video now? So we've made a video to highlight the process, and then we can, yeah.
A vast majority of Nigerian youths are skilled with manpower to create opportunities for themselves and provide for their families, but they are faced with several challenges, one of them being police brutality. Police brutality is a serious challenge in Nigeria. The Nigerian police force, who have been entrusted with protecting the lives and properties of Nigerians, have evolved to be a source of threat, violence, and have consistently abused their power. This led to the infamous #EndSARS protest in 2020. Most of their victims are young Nigerians and everyday citizens whose only crime is to find means to survive. In October 2020, the emergence of the #EndSARS protest was the climax of the frustration of everyday Nigerian youth with the Nigerian government. The protests were held across the different states in the country and was the affirmation that young people are tired and are no longer interested in sitting on the sidelines. This caused a brutal response from the government during the protests that led to the infamous Lekki massacre in Lagos State, Nigeria. It soon became evident that occasional protests will never be enough for Nigerian youths to see any serious change.
It's so unfortunate and extremely painful that the people that are meant to protect us are the ones that are actually brutalizing us.
Despite the advocacy efforts around this issue by the event of the EndSARS, nothing seemed to have changed as cases of police violence remained prevalent across the country. Notwithstanding, the protest brought about a rise in the interest of young Nigerians, raising their voice and demanding improved accountability from the government.
This survey is part of our Youth Commission for Real Nigeria, a national consultation convened as a series of newly-led youth-focused consultations, community town hall sessions, and focus group discussions designed to engage Nigerian youth, curate awareness, and highlight policy issues of importance for community to campuses.
It was against this backdrop that Nigerian citizens to organize better and be strategic in creating skills and trainings that will help youth access the critical mass of change leaders who are willing to battle at all times and not wait for triggering events. The Youth Conversation for New Nigeria is the central part of the FPA project, conceived as a national consultation that convened as a series of youth-led, youth-focused consultations, community town hall sessions, and focus group discussions designed to engage Nigerian youths, create awareness, and highlight policy issues of importance from communities to campuses.
To take a moment to just ask ourselves this question, what does it mean to be Nigerian?
Saying who I am is saying I'm Nigerian. It is everything I am because it is all I know. It is where I was born into. All my experiences are centered around what I've learned over time in this country.
What does patriotism mean? To be patriotic to Nigerian identity, to your identity, your experience of being Nigerian. We're demonstrating at an individual level. How will you frame a narrative around patriotism?
For me, if I understand correctly, patriotism would be the love you have for your country, irrespective of the happenings around the country and irrespective of how others see the country.
In your own individual experiences, or your own words, your own understanding, what is the difference between Nigeria and Nigeria?
I think it's still the same country, but the name Nigeria was coined recently when at the level of the street, you can say it was coined at the level of the street. It's still the same country, and Nigeria at the inception of the country as a country in 1960. What I can see is that yes, we had this potential. A lot of documentation has it that okay, this is a country that is going out to be like the best in everything, but eventually there is this instability that falls into our leadership and at the same time management, and that resulted into what we're experiencing today.
Just take a moment. What is that one thing? What ideas? What if you are elected or appointed, or you have an opportunity to do something that can make Nigeria work? What would that thing be?
The mental well-being and the mindset generally of Nigerians should be reformed. And how can we do that? We can do that through the media, basically, for young people. Through the media for young people, because if you listen to music and different forms of art, the things we hear through that somehow subconsciously ring in our heads, and that is what we now put out. You know, that's what we do.
Wow. These are really brilliant sporting ideas and well-articulated stuff. There's a whole lot. A complex problem requires a complex solution. A problem that was created not by one person can only be solved by multiple people.
Is the government doing enough to tackle youth employment? Because we understand that the unemployment rate in Nigeria, and very recently, I can't remember where this statistics is from, that 100 million people were recently thrown into poverty. I hope one of them is not here. Anyways, but that 100 million people were recently thrown into poverty during the life space of the Buhari presidency. So what do you have to say about that?
So talking about youth unemployment in Nigeria, it went from 44% to like 54%. And that's a great number if you ask me. Is the government doing enough? The answer is no.
How can we begin to hold these leaders accountable in such a way that it's not just going to be something that's going to trend on Twitter for 2 days and it's over?
Send out something on advocacy. So for me, consult, act. That is very critical.
I would say start from where you are. First of all, your own space. Whether you're in university, whether you're in whatever space you're in, start from where you are. And the first thing to do is to review. The Constitution has enshrined responsibility to different people. You have a responsibility as a citizen, you have a responsibility as an elected official, you have a responsibility as whoever you are within the Nigerian context. Know your role, play your part, and be accountable.
Understand the circle of governance. I want to believe that nobody's less than 18 years old here today, right? Which means you are entitled to vote. While we vote, it doesn't stop there. We need to continuously act as watchdogs so that our budding democracy can actually give us the dividends that we dream of as a country, Nigeria. Thank you very much.
So we are going to go to summary, and I want everybody to think critically. If you were president, what is that one thing, one policy that you would do that would change the country?
Encourage private businesses.
One of the issues that we have, it's no longer just a Nigerian problem, it's an African problem. There is poor inclusion of young people in decision making, cutting across every sector. We've seen young people go out of the nation and perform exceptionally well in different areas, be it education, be it healthcare, and all other areas. Why are they not performing well in the nation? Why are they not doing well in Nigeria? The policies have not been created to have them participate effectively. We are currently at a point, we are currently at an electionary year, and we're preparing for elections.
Is there any difference between Nigeria, which is the Nigeria we are experiencing now as young people, and the Nigeria which we are expecting to have?
In Nigeria, we are looking at is a Nigeria whereby if we say we are going today, all of us will go. A Nigeria where if we say that it's someone that has certificate that will lead us, that person will lead us. We want Nigeria whereby every community is my community.
I want a Nigeria where every youth knows that education is actually the key. Where every youth knows that, yes, when I finish school, yes, I can actually gain employment. I can actually do business without having it shut down. I want a Nigeria where tech experts, so youths that are interested in technology, are not having their ideas shut down by national policies. I want a Nigeria where everybody is included in every decision-making aspect of the country.
Who should I be loyal to? Nigeria. To be loyal to Nigeria, before you can be loyal to a system, the system must be rewarding. For instance now, everything about Nigeria, look at our citizenship system. It is state-based. It is state-based, it's not national-based. It is regional-based, it's not national-based. So what you think about is to see where you can get something to be loyal to. You can't be loyal to a system where it will not give it back. Those are the issues we are having.
The Youth Conversation for a New Nigeria in partnership with the Nigerian Youth Parliament is convened as a series of youth-focused conversations, community town hall sessions, focus group discussion, and one-on-one interviews, designed to engage Nigerian youth, create awareness, and highlight policy issues of importance.
Is to brainstorm, share ideas on how the youth could build new Nigeria by rebranding the country.
You cannot have a half-baked, educated youth and expect optimum contribution. That tells about our educational system.
That is the only way they can always make their view known to the government.
Nigerian youths are not really placed in a position to do businesses as it should. However, government in recent time is trying to mitigate that gap, but we're still not there.
So that's like the highlight of the engagement. I mean, a whole lot more, but we couldn't have given that much because we're trying to keep it under 15 minutes. So, so we've gone back and forth now. Now we have the outcome of what they're saying. We've analyzed it. By the way, I think I'll do that later then. Okay. I'll just call a few people. Did the representative of the Speaker of the Youth Parliament, is he still on? Honorable? Okay, I think he left. Okay. Dr. Lass, please come. Please join me if I call your name. Foye. Miss Foye, yes, please. Please, A representative from Yali is okay. I don't know. Someone from Yali? Is the current president here? It's someone from Yali, Abuja. Yeah. So, okay, please. So after going up and about for a couple months and speaking to hundreds of, actually more than about 14,000 young people participated in this process. So this is what we have. It's just a quick summary of, can I have the enablers as well, please? Chinedu, Charles, Triumphant, everybody, Obasanjo, who else? Please come. I don't know, I can't say people. Bukola, please. I mean, you can just grab a copy of the report from, we have one here. Just grab a copy. Yeah. Self-service. So, this is what we have. I mean, the report will be downloadable and then we'll have a few physical copy. The copy we have right now is an evaluation copy, which is basically not yet to be distributed. We have a few changes we needed to make before it's final. But we have the substantial message already. So, what we have is a 7-issue document that basically look around all the different things that we've heard: education, health and well-being, unemployment and economic opportunity. We looked at, we did look at a couple of different things around health and well-being. Yeah, leadership and governance. We did talk about security and peace. Very important. I mean, I think one of the things that has the most interest is the one around unemployment, which is basically education also. I mean, we had conducted, as a matter of fact, part of this work was delayed because of ASU strike, because our original plan was to host about 60 conversations in 60 conversations on campuses, but we couldn't do that because ASU was on strike for the most part. We had to improvise and use communities instead. So basically, this is what we have: a Nigeria for the many. And why did we use the word Nigeria for the many? So the idea is that we are fundamentally aware that this country, as it's currently functioning, is not designed for it's not working for most people, but it's actually working very, 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 very well for the elite. If you're a political class, if you're a politician, if you're a part of the economic elite that is running down this country, this is the best place to be. They will never go to America. They can never, because they know that they can't get away. Roma, please, can you come? Okay, yeah, please grab a copy and come on board. I'm missing people, I don't know. So basically what we have is to say that, can we begin to think in a very radical and practical and audacious way, the way this country works. You know, if you're a business person in Nigeria and then as of February of 2020, you buy diesel for 240 naira a liter. And then by April, that diesel goes off to 900. The economics cannot work. There is no way, it's just an anomaly, it's crazy. But guess what? It's Nigeria, we're okay. I mean, you find a way to buy more diesel, or you do solar, or you find a way to just, but it shouldn't happen. How do you budget for that kind of 300% increase? So that's what we have. It's a working document. It's one thing that's currently missing, unfortunately, from this version of the thing, but we will not have any lunch, but we'll provide. So we conducted one of the biggest part of this is the Nigerian Youth Voice Survey. So I'm going to drop a link today for everyone here to make sure that they do fill it if you haven't here. So one of the things that when we started this project was we realized that just having town hall consultation, for example, now we are here. If somebody picks up mic and you are asking him, what does it mean to be Nigeria? And he's telling you he's angry about education, you cannot stop him. He left his house to come to your conversation. He has the right to speak what is in his mind, no matter how much you're trying to navigate what you want to hear. So we ended up saying, okay, let's do some analytical analysis data, and we did a survey. It's a 40-question survey, and ask some other question to kind of like put into context some of the things that we've been getting in the qualitative experiences. More or less, this is not a research work, even though we didn't intend to do so when we started. So we had that. So we had done that, and then, so what we now have is to basically, we use that the data from that is not here right now in this current report. That's why we say it's an evaluation copy. We're pulling that on. So we are still going to be giving it a more additional opportunity for people that have not completed the survey to do so. But substantially, we have a preliminary commentary in the report about what we conducted in the survey and what happened in the survey as well. Mayene, can you please come? So that's what we have. So we will. So I don't think there's anything special than to just make highlight. I can give 2 or 3 people here an opportunity to just say 1 or 2 things about. I mean, I know that this is the first time you're all saying it, so I don't know. It's not. But I think almost most people here participated in that process, so it's fine. It's not really something like this. So, and then that's it. So the report is now public document. It's no longer in my computer or in anybody's computer. Everybody can have access to it and read it and use it. And also that's important too. So the idea is that we're open to use this report to engage policymakers, to engage people that are doing that. This is what we are saying. Because all the sections, you see that we did it in a way that we talk about the issue. We talk about why it matters. We talk about the concern that young people are saying. And then we talk about what? The solutions and the opportunities that exist. And then we take some quotes from the conversation as well to kind of like put it verbatim. You know, I think I enjoyed that part of getting the quotes, because sometimes you find it difficult to fit the quote in some places, but in either way, it's just amazing to see it. So, a new Nigeria is possible. I mean, when you see a work like this, you feel like you figure out that even when we started this, we are hoping that at the end of the day we just do something like a 10-page report to just summarize it. But there you are. So, yeah, so that's it. We have officially launched the Nigerian Youth Conversations for New Nigeria, Youth Conversation for New Nigeria, and titled A Nigeria for the Many, Not the Youth. This is the 23rd of December, 2022. Comments, observations, engagement can be sent in an email. We have an email in the report that you can use to reach out. And again, like any other report, this report represents the opinions of the authors in the way that we have had young people. Is anybody in the audience that has attended any of the conversations before, apart from the moderators that traveled from outside of Abuja? Did anybody attend any of the ones we did in Abuja? Okay, show of hands. 1, 2, okay, not bad. Okay, cool. So that's what we have. So we can take a good picture with the report, and then that's it. So I specifically asked a number of people to come. So thank you very much, and then we can take a picture. Yeah, camera, folks. Yeah, yeah. Are we wild enough? Am I missing someone that should be here? Benita, is she here? Who am I missing? Okay, cool. Let me know when you're done. Okay, thank you very much. Just one comment. So I think I will just, so what I'm going to do is I will just have the enabler stay back, and then just in 1 minute, just share with the audience how the process has been. How did you feel? I mean, we've seen the videos. We've seen some of you talking and asking questions and then doing all of that. But how was that process? The engagement of your community members, of hosting one, of talking, and then now here you are. So when Benita was pressurizing you to bring the report, to send the report to see, I mean, I'm sure. Actually, we don't have a lot of the pictures. That's why we have the videos in here yet. But we're still going to be adding them to the final version, so you can see. But some of you also contributed. So another thing with the report is that we just felt like, on one hand, we've had all this insight and analysis of the conversation. We also asked some opinion leaders, people that are thought leaders, to contribute some commentary on the issues. So purely personal ideas on what they think about the issues. And we also add them as well as a feature commentary. So we had a lot of very brilliant contributions as well. So it helps us like flesh out and put some insight into the whole thing. And then, so, on behalf of Citizens Commons International, from the Project to Action project team, Oxfam Novib, who is primarily who funded or is funding the project. I think funded, actually, the funding has ended. So who funded the project. I'm happy to present to you the final findings of the Youth Conversation for the New Nigeria. Thank you.
So just like you said, I want to say that a new Nigeria is possible, and that although it looks like we are not moving forward, I want you to know that there's hope. I want you to know that NSAS was not in vain. It might look like what we wanted to happen at that time did not happen. But I want you to know again that much of the success that we are looking for in the new Nigeria depends on you and I, that we do not let this effort be in vain. We do not let this time that we've spent here today be in vain. But we should ensure that we take these messages to our communities and everywhere we are to ensure that this new Nigeria happens. Thank you very much, and well done. Congratulations.
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, don't mind my voice. This is how it's always been. My name is Honorable Stand-Up Okechukwu Jasper. By the grace of God, I am the chairman House Committee on Rule and Business, Nigerian Youth Parliament. The speaker was supposed to be here, but she's not here. Then the deputy just left. I will go through them and we'll work together to see the motions that will move in the parliament. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what comes to mind right now after looking at this report is that a new Nigeria is possible. And yes, active citizenry is the hallmark of democracy. So I encourage everyone here to know that even though you may not have contributed here, your opinions, your suggestions will always be welcome, just like Mr. Olaye has already stated. Thank you.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Obasanjo Fajemirokun, and I'm one of the enablers. I'm so proud of this report being out. Believing me, I can say confidently that this is one of the few reports in Nigeria that have harnessed youth voices across Nigeria. I hosted the one in Ogun State, and I can tell you that a lot of youth have things to share about the Nigeria they want. However, we have used social media to share it, but no one is harnessing it into a single document that could be put forward either as a policy document or a law or something that could be used to make reference. And I'm so proud of being able to contribute to this, and I see this bringing change for the country we want and the new Nigeria we envision. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. My name is Mayene Ekong. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. By privilege, I happen to be one of the moderators of the new Nigerian Conversation. And from the time I had to inform the young people in my senatorial district and Akwa Ibom State in general, what got to me as a surprise was how they got to receive it with their whole hearts. Like, I got to learn that they had been waiting for such opportunity to be able to contribute their quota towards policy making and decisioning as regards to governance, and so as to be able to contribute to the development of Nigeria. and asking about the question if a new Nigeria is possible. From the conversation we had, I got to learn that the young people are ready to contribute, and they believe that the new Nigeria is possible, and they are ready to do their home quarter at the end of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. My name is Laz, once again. I picked this, I went straight to the pages on education and health, because those are two areas I'm most passionate about. And I can say it's a good job, especially the fact that health captured increased funding for primary health care, and also touched on abortion, because these are real issues when you talk about young people and adolescent health, and also persons with disability, leaving no one behind. And education also talks about STEM and all of that. So it really showed these are key issues and all of that. So great job. But one key point I want to make on that of health, because Universal Health Insurance, the National Health Insurance Authority Act 2022, Section 14, makes it mandatory that every resident of Nigeria should have health insurance coverage. And it's also consistent with SDG 3, one of the targets, that by 2030 we should have universal health coverage. And universal health coverage simply means that every citizen should be able to afford quality health care without financial difficulty. And no financial difficulty means you are not going to sell your property, you are not going to beg, you are not going to put on social media and all of that. So if there is one demand as young people that we should hold those running for election to make from them in the health sector, especially governors, because over 90% of health facilities are owned directly or indirectly by the state. So should be the plan for health insurance. When that is available, there will be more private sector participation in health, and we have less difficulties. I love talking health. That's why I'm taking your time to talk about this. Thank you very much. Good job. Good job.
Hello, my name is Bukola, and I think my highlight for this, working on this report, is that we're able to capture the voice of young Nigerians. It's not just a part of Nigeria we capture, it was all over. So I think that is my highlight, and yes, a new Nigeria is possible, and I like the spirit in young Nigerians already. Thank you.
My name is Chamaka Jonathan, and I'm a representative of Yali Network Abuja. First of all, I want to commend Citizens Common for the work they are doing. Citizens Common is doing a great job. And I want to say that as youths, Nigerian youths, we have a lot to do for Nigeria. And just like statistics says that 70% of Nigerians are youths. So I want to advise us that in the forthcoming election, let's all come out as a voice. Let's all come out and get it right. I believe in Nigeria. Sometimes you hear some Nigerians, some youth saying that they want to japa, they want to flee, they want to run away from Nigeria. And I keep telling them that I still believe in this country. I still believe that we can make it right. So let's come together and make our country work. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Japa is expensive now, by the way. So I just wanted to start with that. My name is Atat Charles. I was an enabler in Port Harcourt. Citizen Common. I don't want to speak English. Una don't try. Una sabi work. Where do? I've just gone through this and I'm happy because it's very powerful to see that across critical sectors that they were able to capture the voices of Nigerian youth and their perspective. As a youth myself, sometimes I think I'm not normal. Like I need to just go back and find out some perspective of things and say, am I the only one thinking it? And the fact that I can see this has been covered. Citizen Common, one flyover for now. Well done.
Thank you very much. It's the afternoon or evening, which are greetings everyone. My name is Emmanuel Bature. I'm one of the change enabler in Plateau State. My comments on this is I don't just see this as a report, but also voice of young people, because it carries report from the consultation carried across Nigeria. So I really appreciate Citizens Common for the opportunity and also putting this. And I believe this report will also get to the Ministry of Youth so that they can use it as a reference also in engaging young people. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much. My name is Chinedu, and I moderated the conversation in Lagos. And I believe that these conversations have been very key to capture youth voices, especially as we heard from the panel. Most of the political parties are not having any agenda for the youth in their agenda, in their portfolios for 2023. Nothing really is captured for as per youth policy or agenda. So this is ripe enough for us to know that yes, the voices of Nigerian youth matter. And we focus on policy and not programming. And that's one of the takeaways for me from this report, focusing on policy and not programming, because Nigerian government since 1999 have focused a whole lot on policies, from Shore P to Shore C to Shore B to all the shores. But we've discovered that government is best at creating policies that enable people to thrive. So that's what this report captures, and that's great. Thank you.
Hello, good day everyone. My name is Benita Izumezu, and I am very happy that finally, after the long work, the report is finally out. I mean, it's been a lot. We had to reach out to so many people to get the voices of people even in rural areas, to ensure that we get the voices of everybody, to ensure that we capture everyone's voices, all youths in general. And I'm happy that this report is going to give big insight to the wants and the needs of Nigerian youth. So I will end by saying this: my voice, your voice, our voice counts. So please, let's speak up to demand accountability from our governors. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Triumphant, an enabler from Delta States.
Yeah, thank you, everybody.
So we would like to take comments from the audience at this moment. And I think we all heard what, the contributors to this report have said about the report. And I think maybe I should just chip in my own comment, and then we can take the comment from the General House. So from this report, I guess it's been exciting, witnessing the journey. Hello, can we have one house? Can we have a house? All conversations at the back, please. So for me, it's been interesting, it's been an interest issue. So when it comes to governance, we also discovered that government will hide in documentation, because most of this, okay, so let me take a poll in the room. How many of us has read or have read the Nigerian Youth Policy? How many? So we can see the stats. In this entire room, we have more than 150 persons in this room, and we don't have up to 10 persons that have gone through the Nigerian Youth Policy. And so what are we talking about? They have made a policy for you without you. So one of the key things that we should be looking at going forward is the fact that government should not make anything for us without us. So it's enough of getting just few people who are loyal to their. Hello, can we have a bit of decorum? So it's enough time. It's enough. We should not allow the government to make policies for us, policies that affect our common destinies without our involvement. Enough of that. Because by the time we start raising issues, they will tell you that we have policies that take care of that. But do we even know the content of the policies? So if there's one thing we're taking away from here today is that we're becoming more active in decisions, in contributing to decisions that affect our lives. So on this note, I'm going to take comments from 4 persons, at least 4 persons in the audience. So if you would want to say something, please signify by raising your hand. Yes. I need 4 persons, so I have 2 already. 3, I need a female. 4. Okay, so we'll just go around the room. 4 persons to share their thoughts. Yes.
My name is Edet Efyong. I want to give my perspective from the start angle of this whole thing. This conversation has started for me since May, and I deliberately voted in 2019 in my village. Why? Because I wanted to see how the process starts and ends in that place. So from all what we have said, I would want to deduce that, we are talking about numbers. The election thing is numbers, and everybody will vote from their own mindset. So for me, I'm deducing that the numbers will be high. The numbers for youth or for people that are enlightened will be high in the cities. And then what will be the determinant in the elections will be from the rural area. So if those people there are not enlightened, then all what we have done, all what we have been advocating for would be null. Why do I say so? I took that journey in my village in 2019, and I saw how they canvassed the people from that end. There's how they don't have there are some things that you push them for and you bring them campaigns and all of that, and on election days they will come out. But people in the city will always vote on their cell phone. They want to use their cell phone to monitor, and so the 2 things that can happen is, if you can influence that person that is dependent on you in that rural area and also push yourself out, I think that is where our vote will count and we would get the result that we are advocating for. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we're looking at community mobilization. So thank you so much for that comment. The next person.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Standing before you is Bilikisu Ali Ukana from Yali Network, Abuja. So firstly, I want to thank Citizen Common for this opportunity, because it's actually an opportunity for your voice to be heard, because you can't be in your house and your voice will be heard. So a new Nigeria for the many, not few. Yes, our manifesto for the Nigeria we decide. We need to start by a peer-to-peer campaign. Like if you look at me now, all of you see that if you look at me now, you see me putting on a vest, vote, not fight. Yes, you need to vote, not fight. I'm not advocating for you, either voting for PDP or APC or voting for your tribal person or your religious person. No, you need to vote for a credible candidate that will move the country forward to the Nigeria we want. And we need to advocate for someone who will change the change that we want, that will change the narrative. You need to start by doing a peer-to-peer campaign. You go around your community, sensitize people on how to vote, how to get their voters card. You know it's very difficult to get your voters card. Let's start by that. There are so many people who are eager to vote, but for them to get access to their voters card is very difficult. You can pass through where they are collecting voters card, and it's very difficult. So if there is a way to create a platform whereby they can easily get their voters card and vote in a credible candidate who will change the narratives that we all wish to have. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for that. So while we are still on the voters card, whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. So if the change is what we want, we should be able to, as youth, we have the strength, we have the vigor, we should be able to sacrifice to get our voters card. So let's get our voters card and elect the person that we want into government. The next person, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I just want to ask this question. How many of us in this room here have heard of the NAP, National Action Plan? Okay, and under that National Action Plan, there's something called the YPS. Anyone? Oh, only here. Now, I would like each and every one of us to go and read about it. Youth, peace, and security. Each and every one of what we are doing here, our roles as youths, our actions and everything is listed there. So there's actually an action plan for youths in Nigeria. And then second, I feel in this issue of voting, you know, there's a rule in Nigeria that if you register in this polling unit, maybe and then you are no more living there, let's say for instance in Lagos now, and then you move to Sokoto, you can't vote there. I feel that that's an issue. There needs to be a policy set in place for that, so that wherever you find yourself, wherever you are, you can vote for who you want to, and that's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you very much for mentioning the NAP. We have had NAP 1, we've had NAP 2, and we just recently launched the NAP 3. And the question would be, we're still talking about accountability. Under the YPS, there were so many things that we were supposed to demand for in NAP 1 and 2. There were no results, there were no accountability. And now they have come up again, you know, with the NAP 3. And so one of the things that we should do is to go take a look at the 1, 2, and see what they have come up with again in the 3, and see how we plug ourselves in and demand for that result. So if you do not have the NAP, you can go online and download the NAP documents for Nigeria. Is there any other person that wants to speak? Yes, please. Microphone, please.
Okay. How am I supposed to?
Microphone for the last person. Thank you so much. Please, you may stand so that I can locate you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Blessing Amajama, and I'm a social development enthusiast. In 2019, I volunteered for so many organizations concerning election. I did voters observation, and around that time throughout the period of the voting, the PVC registration, I was very active in my ward and in my polling units. So the thing with youth is you are ready, you are ready. Since I came here, we have been talking about change, but the timing is always wrong. Talking about the timing, I was also with Yaga for the vote count at the Old Parade Ground, and I saw the number of youths that came for registration of PVC, and I was very surprised. These people have been there. This registration have been here since 2019 April. So why is it just now these people are just coming to do their voters registration? The same thing. I think we should change our perspective towards time and timing. Even in this hall, this event is supposed to start by 11. I was here past 11. When I came, till 2, youths, you people that are supposed to be very active, are supposed to be agile. I came past 11, and I was hoping the event might have already started. And we are still waiting till 2 for people to do registration. I think everybody, all of us here are guilty of this same Nigeria. Because if you want to be the change, start from yourself. Keep to time. Do things at the appropriate time. And I think that's just a step to the Nigeria we all want. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So she's saying we should do the right thing at the right time. And I'm also going to add that the best time to do a thing is now. So whatever it is that, it is better to start when you're starting than not to start at all. So thank you for bringing that perspective. I'll take just one more person, and then we'll move on to the next activity.
All right.
Yes, one more person. Who is going? Okay, so how do I choose now? I have 2 persons raising their hands. Okay, yes, please go ahead. The choice has been made for me.
Good afternoon. Excuse me. Permit me, it might not be long, but just like I itemized some things I just want to talk about.
1 minute.
My name is Anthony. So, okay. Summarily, the issue here is knowledge. I think the doctor highlighted it then when he was speaking. The issue here is knowledge and information. Now, someone there as well equally said something towards that. How informed is the youth? You find out that a lot of people, I don't know whether to say they are, I don't want to use the word like a daisical, but they are a bit laid back. If you ask how many people here, for a start, who has the Nigeria 1999 constitution or even the amended, I don't know how many people have that here. And then we talk about human rights. You ask, what is your rights? They actually don't know, as it's contained in the constitution. And then somebody equally raised a fear to say who will stand up for us, which is one of the main issues. Forget it, deceiving ourselves. If, for instance, you want to say, okay, now we want to choose somebody in the coming elections. Now we have people contesting. A lot of people might not be aware or to who to vote for. If, as for instance, I'm just saying for instance, not for me, like for instance, like for the majority of people, you have a body for the youth who can actually say, we have profiled this person and trusting us to say, vote for this person. Then the youth can now say, okay, wholeheartedly, because we trust these people and the work they did, we can't vote for this person. But those people who will equally present such a person to you, you cannot trust them, because if they are not brought behind by politicians, they are actually influenced by people from outside the country, which are powers, which are called slave masters. So these are part of the issues. They are so complex. So the basic thing is information. Let the youth get themselves informed. Citizenship, knowing about government, knowing about system of government, knowing about the economy. All these are just part of the thing, but they are just busy. They are very educated though. They know microbiology, they know quantum physics, they know electrical engineering and all that. But the basic things, when it comes to government, governance and economy, is where they are lacking behind. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please pass the mic to... Okay, so I can't take any more persons. I've been told not to take any more persons. So again, what we're going to say, just like what he said, there's a saying that if you want to hide anything from a black person, put it in a book, right? So that shouldn't be said of us as youths. Like I said before, they've hidden so many things on the pages of policies for us that we're not taking cognizance of. So if you want to be able to engage strategically, we need to know what we have, what our rights are, what our demands could be. So is Tosin available? So Tosin, you're coming up stage now. Let's give her a round of applause while we get ready for the next session. And then Itos, please get ready. You're coming up next.
I know, but I don't know. I beg you.
Thank you. Streets! A lot have been said here already. So, Nigeria is a very religious country. We like to pray. So, it's time to pray. I'm going to be doing a spoken word piece, and we're going to be doing it together. So, when I say, Dear Father, you respond, Dear Father. Dear Father, dear Father, if you could understand my language, this is what I would say to you. You created a land filled with green and oil, a place with a happy people and a welcoming heart. And when October 1st became a reality, we, your people, day at liberty. But this freedom won't be like us, where they breed yamayama since the 60s, Abi. How do we explain what happened in Ogoni land? Land devastated, water polluted, fishes gasping for breath. Even now, corruption, they restrict our airflow. Our boys, they die like sese fly. Our girls, them still they Sambisa. You say, let my people go. But now our youths, they jackpa. Canada today, Mozambique tomorrow. So say our Naira self turn chicken change. How did we go from October 1st to October 20th? How did our leaders become vampires, feeding off our pains and distresses? How did fathers become murderers? Greedy old men shooting bullets at their future. Nigeria, look around. See how your streets are flooded with the blood of your young ones. Oh, dear Father, hear our prayer. Maybe make I stop to the young pidgin, make I speak pidgin, make you hear me better. See how your children are tied with chains. Some of us still dey prison, they suffer. Talk of say we say this big way the apple for we country don't do. So we go to continue they shout, they pray. Dear Father, deliver us. Remember us. Make us good leaders. Heal our land. Amen.
Thank you so much, Tosin. Can we have Itos? Let's give it up for him.
All right, I have a question. Why are they telling us to vote? And while I'm not here to speak about brooms and umbrellas in a country where the masses are never loud enough to be heard, how does one vote even ring a bell? Please pay attention. Let me tell you what no one has ever told you about your vote. Because like the morning sun, chasing out the scary darkness of a long night, and like the tender cries of a newborn baby, putting smiles on the face of a labored mother, your vote is like rain in the desert, giving life to these dying trees so that they can bear fruit. So the labors of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Can't you see? We've been living in pain, hardship dipping in our veins. We are not used to this, but we've learned. This was from my head to my pain. If you don't get your PVC, my brother, my sister are waiting you gain. All right, when I say streets, you say project. Streets. All right, I go by the name IT to the OHS with the art, ethos, articulate. I'm not a doctor with a syringe. I'm just a poet with a pen, and I write to heal. I bandage these broken hearts with words of affection. So even when a stitch in time has failed to save the lives of the Nigerian youth, I speak words that resuscitate these dead hopes back to life and set these crippled destinies back on track. I shine the light in your darkness. You can call me the Thomas Edison of this generation because I have taken that bulb from the end of the tunnel, inside the tunnel. Make you fit see road to your destiny. So before them go carry you, they go where you don't know. Yes, see, I rethink generational ideologies and beliefs, breaking every bias to set this youth free from the chains of mental slavery, fear, and ignorance. Call me Nelson Mandela, because I have overcome the four walls of my doubt without any ladder as a leader, stretching my hands upon this Red Sea. Pharaoh, let my people go because I have a dream. That after this rains comes the sun that will dry off these tears from our mother's land. Let our soil bring forth trees and green grasses. Make our children stop to the jagba to foreign lands for greener pastures. Call me the Black Adam, because this garden shall be my business, and I shall ensure that no serpent shall be here to deceive this Eve again with lies and fake promises. So welcome to the new Nigeria, where the land is truly green, white, and very green. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Itos. Right about now, I'd like to bring up Ola Oshukoya for the next session. Ola?
Yes?
Please, you have the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, now. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay, we're rounding up. We're just going to take about 20-30 minutes just to have one last session, and then we can eat, and then we can all go home. I wanted to have a session with the youth leaders of political parties. Unfortunately, none of them is able to make it. So we didn't want to have it as a missed opportunity. So we're going to have a conversation still, but in a shorter version. Please welcome with me